1 week out from the Lumiere flea market, which is my first in-person vending opportunity here locally in Burlington. So I'm excited, very excited, but I have also been kind of like resistant to get started in my prep. And I've ironed that down to like a few reasons. One, because I'm feeling hesitant about pricing. Like every time I think I have a theory of how I want to price, I end up mentally being like, okay, that, but then slash it even more. And I'm like, wait, I don't want to undervalue myself, and I don't want to put a ton of effort and energy into this day and not get enough out of it either, or at least have the best chance of getting a good outcome. So, that has been something I've been spiraling around a little bit. And then also I've been like, well, I don't want to pack up and like be proactive about kind of pricing, wrapping, organizing my stuff in boxes and then sell something on Etsy and have to dig it out. So with a week out, I think this weekend my goal is to price everything and I think I'm just going to do like a really, really loose mock-up of what I think I will do on the day, just to help me kind of get a sense of how much to bring, if I'm bringing too much, not enough, that sort of question. They are going to be providing tables, and I don't really have much else in terms of any sort of like formal booth setup. This is a really casual sort of thing. It's from what I can tell. So I am going to bring, I think, like some old crates to just kind of stack and make like a little shelf. And I have a few kind of like riser stool sorts of things that I'm going to put maybe just to create some surface area. So I just want to kind of mock up what I've got, how I might organize it, and then kind of pack it in a way that makes it easy for me to set up on the day, because we are also kind of navigating childcare and logistics of me nursing my son and all of that sort of stuff within the scope of this, what ultimately turns into like an all-day event, because the event is from noon to 6. Setup is anytime after 9. And then of course, with the nature of home decor, things are fragile, like packing up after 6, it's probably going to take, I don't know, at least depends how much I sell, so it's going to be an all day thing. Like we are working around the assumption it will be an all day thing, but I want to make it as efficient as possible and as enjoyable as possible. So like I want to prep as much as I can and have a clear kind of outline of what I expect the day to be like to the extent I can. So all to say, welcome to this market prep vlog. We're feeling festive. We've got a tree that has 0 decorations on it. I've got my mantle, my stockings are here. Things are loosely festive with small children, and I'm getting excited for this festive market because it's the holiday season. Also, this market is being advertised a lot more heavily from what I'm observing, and like the local lists of all the holiday markets to check out, it's showing up on those lists and that sort of thing. So it should be good. To get myself in the right mindset for pricing, I'm heading into the vintage inspired marketplace in South Burlington. I love shopping here, especially for personal and for gifting. So today I'm going to take the opportunity to do some Christmas shopping while also kind of getting over this mental block for myself of what the right price range is for my stuff and for an in-person event, right? I know there's so much psychology around the difference between how you price things for different sales channels, and I don't feel super confident in that yet. I don't feel confident in pricing items in general, but especially in varying that pricing for, the difference between a few hours at a market versus Etsy versus a multi-day market, kind of all that sort of stuff, or, even a booth. So I need to just take this opportunity to observe the prices, get a little bit more perspective on how other local vendors are pricing things, obviously contextualizing that within the like this is a booth, not a market, right? But if I can see they're pricing mugs at $8 in a booth, then maybe $6 at a market will make it move faster, like that sort of thing. So I'm just trying to get over this hurdle for myself of like, I just need to kind of pick a baseline, pick a perspective, and run with it and figure out what my goal is, right? Is my goal to get the most profit out of an item, or is my goal to move the stuff? And I'm hoping today will help me land on that a little bit more. My plan is to have a table they're providing, which I think is going to be 6 feet. So this is not 6 feet, but roughly gives me a sense. And then I'm going to have, I think, like an apple crate, maybe 2 apple crates, one kind of on the long end and one flat next to it to kind of create either like an extension of my table, I don't know. And then I might have like a basket or something. Obviously there's like a huge, this is a standing desk, so it wouldn't be as big of a jump there, but I plan to use the floor a little bit. I was thinking I might bring kind of a shelving, like a bookshelf or something to kind of make an L shape, or maybe they'd give me 2 tables, but I'm not gonna go overboard. So for this time, I'm not worried about bringing extra furniture, and we'll just see what happens. But it was really fun to kind of organize and just kind of get a sense for how quickly I could make it look like something I was happy with. And the good news is that came together really quickly. I have these 2 risers, like these like stools I actually got at a yard sale from a photographer, and I intend to paint them. They're pretty chippy, they're pretty, like, it's like a veneer that's like chipping off, like you can see it's just like MDF or something. But honestly, it doesn't bother me yet. Like I that's not going to happen in the next week, and I'm okay with it. So I think it's fine for the moody winter. I don't expect the table they give me to have a nice top. So I do want to figure out some sort of tablecloth, which I honestly think I'm just going to go through my linen closet real quick and see what I can find. This room that I call the studio, but is really a guest bedroom, is wildly messy right now, which is partially why I've been procrastinating prepping, because it's just like there's stuff everywhere and I'm using it to store inventory, but I don't have good systems. So it's like stuff that's not clean, stuff that's not listed, stuff that's listed, you know, it's just all mixed in. And then it's like all of the boxes I've been stealing from neighbors and extra packaging. Like it's just a chaos mixed with Christmas. Like it's wild. So that's another exciting benefit of this market and the timing of it. I'm really hoping to just kind of clear some stuff out and be able to reset this space a little bit more now that I have a better sense of like what I'm doing, kind of. So I just dug around in the linen closet and found what I was hoping would be in there, an old white duvet cover, and it's queen size, so I need to measure, but I think it should be okay. It probably won't be perfect, but again, for next week, without having a concept of the table they're really giving me, I think it's what I'm gonna bring, and it'll be fine. And I'm gonna iron it, but otherwise I think we're good to go. The other thing I will throw in, but I don't know if I'll use, I have 2 3x4, 2x3 black and white striped rugs, and a tan and white runner, all of which I have thrifted and I really like. Now I think they might be a little much, like, you know, with all the inventory, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna bring them. I'll see if I feel like I need them. I will have something on hand. Like if I were doing an apple crate, for example, to like put a rug in front of it or kind of on top of it to create some texture, sure. Like, I don't know, but I'll have it on hand. And yeah, we're just gonna wing it. I think next, so you saw my little mock setup here. I don't expect it to look like this on the day necessarily. I am going to take a picture of this so I can reference it. But more importantly, it just gave me like a practice round of like, assume I open a box and this is all in there. What might I do and how long might it take me? And thankfully, you know, it's a lot of stuff on a table, but I expect the table to be a little bigger and, you know, it works. It all goes together. It is what it is. And the event is from noon to 6. I expect to start setting up by 9:30 roughly, which hopefully provides me plenty of time, more than I will need, because I also then want to be able to do a few things. Like I'm hoping to set up from like 9:30 to 11:30 max. Maybe even like 10 to 11:30, and then have a minute to maybe get a snack, feed my son, reset before the event actually starts. And I'm expecting there to be some downtime. So once the event starts, right, there's nothing stopping me from continuing to kind of putz around, or as things sell, I can shift stuff around or pull more stuff out of boxes that may not have fit on the table in the moment. And that's totally fine. I'd rather have stuff to kind of restock and keep it fresh throughout the day, to move more stuff. That's the goal, right? So I'm totally fine with that. And I'm also hoping to get some marketing footage, like both, you know, some stuff for Reels, some stuff for Instagram. I don't know, maybe I'll, you know, just some content, some nicer photos, what, you know, things I can use to apply for markets and that sort of thing. So to the extent that I rearrange and kind of stage things with that in mind, that's something I have in mind to be able to do during downtime. And what else? My priority is getting everything that is festive and Christmas in nature on the table first, so that stuff has the best chance of selling. So actually, when I start packing stuff up, which I'm going to do next, I'm going to make sure I have a box that is clearly and exclusively festive, so that I can make sure that's first and foremost kind of at hand when I'm styling, and the rest will kind of just fit in around it. I have a ton of stuff that's not necessarily exclusively festive, but goes with the festive season, feels wintry, feels, you know, like it could be a part of holiday decor, but doesn't need to be. So I think that stuff will be easy to kind of style throughout, but doesn't necessarily only appeal to a Christmas shopper. I do feel like I have lots of smalls. Obviously, this is almost exclusively smalls. So I'm hoping to really capture lots of people in the gift shopping mindset. Next up, I'm going to price and then package. Maybe I'll just like price a bunch of stuff, pack it in a box and move on, or some, you know, price everything and then pack everything. I don't know. Let's see where we go from here. It's now Wednesday morning. That's a window. Looks like it's the middle of the night. It's just really rainy outside. It is Wednesday morning. I'm dressed and ready for work, but I am giving myself about probably at least a half hour to just kind of make a little bit of progress down here. And I have a lot of progress to make because I haven't really done anything in the realm of pricing or packing since the last clip, which I think was on Sunday. So I'm gonna throw in a mini little estate sale haul here because we went to an estate sale on Saturday And it was great. For the parents out there, you know, the juggle of like, do you plan around the naps? That whole thing. We're at the stage where my toddler is like not consistently napping anymore, but we are not ready to give up the rest and quiet time aspect. So we decided, since we had some Christmas shopping to do anyway, we kind of just planned our route around including this estate sale. And then the estate sale was about like 30-40 minutes away from us. So we did a whole bunch of shopping and chores before what would be nap time, ended at the estate sale, and she slept all the way home. Amazing. So, you know, my thrifting is starting to pay off in form of naps, right? What did I get? It was very picked over. I got there at like 1 o'clock or something. I got a random assortment of things. First, these are really cute. I don't know. This one is just a little figurine. Very cool little guy holding a fish, which is why I was most excited by him. Hold on. Really cool. I love the green. I just love the quality of the carving. It's really cool. And it is signed or like stamped John R. Griffith. And I have not looked any of this stuff up yet. Please don't be upset. I got this amazing guy who is a candlestick, which is extra cool. So, you know, could lot them together, but I think in person this weekend, I will just price them individually and see what happens. And needs to be cleaned, but this candlestick, which I feel like for the holidays, this would make like a really cool addition to a centerpiece. I just threw these in. I don't even know if I hope they didn't charge me for them. I'm sure they did, whatever the miscellaneous price was. These like sticker sheets that are from a bank. Marble Bank. Happy holidays from Marble Bank. I don't know, you know, the 90s. Let's see, does it say? 1993 prices on the back. Pretty cool. I don't know, I thought my daughter would like them and I was right. She played with a whole sheet of them, but I have 4 sheets left. And a mug. This is Staffordshire, England Calico, Crownford China Co. Inc. Number stamped 36. I just really like the blue and white and the cute little handle. Felt like a pretty simple, easy sell. And then, okay, so this house, I was not like super drawn to the preview photos for this estate sale. There was a lot of stuff that was more kind of traditional collectibles, lots of Harley Davidson and trains and, you know, collection type stuff. Not my style. Comic books. There was a giant box, like a giant lot of comic books that I actually did want because I thought my brother would love going through them for Christmas. He loves comics, or, you know, enjoys them enough that I thought it would be a fun gift to be able to say, like, here's a mystery box full. I have no idea what's in it. There may be some gems, no idea. That was gone by the time I got there, unfortunately, which is to be expected. But the house was old. The house was kind of dirty, dingy. I'm not sure how long it's been that no one's lived there. So there was also like, there were some boxes that weren't really picked through as heavily in the basement that had pewter, maybe silver. It was marked as pewter, you know, but again, I don't really know what was in there. And I kind of poked around the surface, but there was so much evidence of rodents. I wasn't quite ready for it. I wasn't quite in the mood for it. So all to say, there may have been some hidden gems because I'm not sure the early morning audience was, you know, there for pewter. But I did find a few pieces that someone had already pulled out to the kitchen. Presumably the people running the estate sale were at the stage of starting to go through any unopened boxes. So I grabbed these, which I thought would be amazing for matches. It is a little matching set. Also for candles, right? But they need to be cleaned as well. But these are beautiful, kind of pressed glass, the little scalloped edge, really pretty. And then this definitely got some patina. Really cool piece. I just love the shape and the lines. It would be really, again, like a nice centerpiece, but also, you know, festive shelf sitter as well. The shape, you know, it's small enough that it could be like on a stack of books or something. And then another much bigger, really pretty edge to it, and still got the nice lines. This one has less age. Maybe it's been shined up in the past. I'm not sure I'm gonna shine either one before, I know I'm not gonna shine either one before Sunday, but I am gonna bring them on Sunday. This one says Fisher K40 Dublin on the bottom. Not that you'll be able to see that. This one is hefty. This would also be a really cool fruit bowl or something. And does this one have a marking? No, there's a little stamp. Maybe it's an 11, but also maybe it's just like part of how it was created. Unclear. Real cool. Silver's coming back, people. It's coming back. Let's see what else is in here. Some business cards. So the other thing I got at this sale, if you're paying attention right now, Martha Stewart's having a big moment. The book, this specific book, Entertaining by Martha from the 80s, is selling like gangbusters on eBay right now, which my sister tipped me off to because she wanted a copy. So she wanted me to keep an eye out for it so that she didn't have to spend buco bucks for it. This originally sold for $35. I'm holding up the dust jacket here because I found this book at the estate sale. It was $4. This person had tons of cookbooks, especially, and a lot of vintage Bon Appetit, I think some early New York Times cooking. And I almost like went hard, but I was like, you know, I know I want this book. And I have a bunch of vintage cookbooks that they haven't sold, they're not moving. So I didn't want to just get a whole new stack of books, but I was thrilled to find this one. And my sister actually has a copy now without a dust jacket that my grandmother found in a closet. My sister really wants the dust jacket. So I decided, you know, Merry Christmas, she can have the dust jacket. I'm going to sell mine without a dust jacket. I just listed it on eBay and we'll see what happens. This does have some scratches on the edge, and that actually did go through to the actual hardcover, and there were, so it, you know, but still, I think it was like the 15th printing. The ones that are doing the best, I think, are earlier printings, but still, there's a lot of attention on this book right now. So that was really fun find. Now that I spent 10 minutes talking about all of that stuff, I am going to get situated pricing some things and avoid my flaw from the other day where I packed a whole box before pricing everything. As I'm pricing everything, I'm doing a few things. One, I am using materials I already have. I decided to just kind of keep this super simple. I'm using twine and ribbon I already have. I'm using scrap paper to just make little labels. I'm using washi tape. So this is free. I already have it and convenient and, you know, good enough for what this is. And two, I'm taking the extra step of putting everything in Square. So I set up Square so I could accept credit card and, you know, Apple Pay, Google Pay, that sort of stuff. And I also am hoping that this helps give me a little bit more data about what sold, what price point, and over time, a little bit more ability to analyze the trends of what works well in this kind of market setting, assuming I do more than just one. So it is an extra step. It is a little bit tedious, but it also will be helpful if someone's covering for me while I run to get a snack or feed my son or something like that. So I think it'll be worth it. It hasn't been so hard that I wish I hadn't done it. And I'll let you know how that goes. I know I'm not the only one talking about this, but my iPhone just did the update where photos is very different and I don't like it. So I just experienced it while trying to turn on the camera, reminding me. It is the evening on Wednesday now. It took a lot to get myself down here, but I told myself I just need to like work for 30 minutes, get a box packed, price some stuff, chip away at it. My goal, I probably said this already, but my goal is to not have to pack and price stuff on Saturday. This event being on a Sunday, I know myself that like if I let myself, I could spend all day Saturday like stressed and feeling like I had to like continue prepping and just use all the possible time to prep. And I don't want to, I don't need to. I would much rather feel like I'm largely prepped by end of day Friday, and the only thing I need to do Saturday night is pack the car. And so that's my goal. I'm working towards that so I can just enjoy Saturday and actually relax and spend time with the family. So working towards that. Also trying to film kind of this market prep vlog style that I hope to also post this weekend. So that's another like subtle motivation of like if I want to edit that and especially have it go live this weekend before the market, or edit Saturday, post it for you all on Sunday, I need time to do that too. So we're trying to do it all, still having fun. And I've got Matt and Kayla queued up to watch to keep me company. Homeschooling picker and part-time pickers. I love them. So we'll have them on in the background while I price. Testing out a duvet cover as a tablecloth. This is a 6-foot table. I think it works great enough for tomorrow, for this weekend. I need to iron it, obviously, but I didn't want to bother with that if it wasn't going to fit. And my intention is to have it to the floor in the front, and then I might just kind of like fold up the extra in the back, because I think I'm going to have a bin or a box to kind of be a little bit of a table for my own like coffee and that sort of stuff. I don't know, we'll see. And then I also intend to have like an apple crate or 2 or maybe 3 to kind of create like a slight L. I really wish I could bring a shelf, like one of this is really messy, but this is my kids. One of these like bookshelves. Appreciate these decorations brought by their grandparents that they are obsessed with. If I had one of those cube shelves kind of to create more of a square, I have ideas. I wish I could use that, but I don't think it's going to fit in the car for this round. We're trying to be as efficient as possible. And honestly, this table, now that it's out, is bigger surface area than I expected. So I don't want it to look empty if I have too many pieces of furniture that I don't have room to put stuff on, or, it looks too minimal. So I'm going for the maximal vibe on this table with a few things spread out in the front, and we'll run with it, evolve from here. We're back where everything began last week. I'm feeling really good about where we're at. I've got a little bit left to do. It's Friday afternoon. I have mostly just packing. I ended up pricing everything that was left, and it's at first I was like pricing and packing kind of simultaneously. I ended up just pricing a whole bunch and now can pack it in the most efficient way and load the car tomorrow. So I am feeling good. I'm feeling like I can do what I hoped, which was enjoy Saturday as a normal weekend day with the family, and Sunday will be an adventure. I will definitely take you along with me on Sunday, and the next video you see from me will probably be a market recap sort of situation, whatever that ends up looking like. I don't necessarily have like goals or kind of like monetary targets at this point. I have an idea. I don't. I could come up with an idea. I would definitely be upset if I didn't make at least a few $100s, but it's so low risk. There's no vendor fee. It's very close to where I live. I have family managing my childcare with me, so it's free. There's no cost to me other than time and energy in this right now. And that's, there's no loss that is possible here. So I'm excited to see how I feel about it. I'm excited to meet local people and hopefully start to get a little bit more familiar with some of the other vendors and meet some folks, and yeah, see if this is the sort of venue I would like to participate in the future. Thanks for watching. I would welcome any and all of your tips if you are someone who does markets with this sort of inventory, and I hope you're having a good holiday season. See you next time. We are 1 week out, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do about it. I keep thinking my husband's coming up. I do not like filming in front of people.